Welcome to episode 244 of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo. And that's John.
I'm John.
Welcome to episode 244. Today we're going to be talking about all the RPGs and none of that 5th edition. We're going to go over some different RPGs that we've liked, that we've played, different systems, even though and some that we haven't liked. But just different systems altogether that are different than 5th edition, with all the hoopla going around. So we decided, hey, topical and fun.
We will not be talking about the hoopla, though.
No
Not
hoopla
unless you
talking.
want, like, a lot of rant.
And it's been said and done. We all know what it is. If you don't, just go look it up. But we're going to talk about other things because John and I have always been big promoters of other RPGs that are not 5th edition.
I've never even played 5th edition.
Correct. But we've always been like, hey, let's try out other systems. I think there was a tweet that thank you to Wizards of the Coast for letting people play new
just don't.
RPGs.
Just fucking don't. Just don't.
But it was interesting.
Started.
But there are people that were looking into other systems, and we thought this would be a pretty cool subject.
Yes.
And it actually came up with my, work role-playing group. They decided they wanted to play something, and I was like, I have no clue where or what rule set, so I will find that out, and I will go check. So that's what kind of brought this up. But before we do it, let's get to the business. We want to thank Muse on Minis for hosting our files and getting it out to everywhere so they can see everything. We want to thank Turbo Dork, of course, for their awesome paint line, their metallic and color shifting. Be on the lookout. I'm sure they're probably going to give us some new swag or stuff to give away. We want to thank Parabellum War Games that makes Conquest for their awesome game. And if you like the Conquest stuff and want to know how to play it, make sure you go check out the website and you can get some discount off your order. We're going to talk about Midnight Heroes. I talked to them this week. They are working on a special miniature for Warfare Weekend, and I was giving approval to some designs. So maybe we'll see that soon. Also, he'll have a new Kickstarter coming out. And, of course, like I said, whenever he is ready, we'll have him on here and we'll talk about the new Kickstarter. And if you like all the chibis and other cool minis, don't forget to check them out. They have a good discount code where you can get a percentage off and pick up a bunch of cool stuff. I think I got everybody. Yeah. So let's give our shout outs. We want to thank Legionnaires for keeping it on top of us today, on giving us who we give shout outs to. Fred White is a
drummer from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Gotcha. Jeff Beck.
I mean, if you don't know Jeff Beck, go learn about Jeff Beck.
And
he's not what I'm super familiar with, but I've heard of him many times and understand that he is, legendary.
Yeah. And then Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah, Lisa Marie Presley, yeah.
Yeah.
Who I've never heard any songs from, but I mean, we all know her as being popular for being Elvis Presley's daughter.
Correct.
I mean, and married to Michael Jackson for 12 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's...
And Nicolas Cage for 12 seconds, apparently. Odd, but okay.
So, shout outs to them. We also want to shout out to all the people that listen and watch us and our different parts, whether you're doing it live or you're doing it through all of our streaming services. Don't forget, if you have any topic you want us to cover, let us know. We'll cover it. If there's a product you want us to review, we'll do it. So,
and if you want to come on the podcast, just keep mentioning it on the page and then get in touch with us. Maybe we can make that work.
Yeah, especially if you have something really, really cool to talk about. Like
BattleTech.
BattleTech.
You saw on the Facebook page, someone was like, when are we going to do that cross podcast stuff? I'm like, just talk to us, man. We're happy to have people on.
Which, actually, what's funny is actually been a pretty hot topic around the area because the new Kickstarter is March during Adepticon, which is Mercenaries.
65-ish days. Yeah. There was you can join for some playtest files. If you sign up for their newsletter thing, you get playtest files, so you can take a look at the stuff that they're working on, and even take a look if you want to help them last minute playtest. Because it's still Kickstarter, so they're not going to release the rules super quick. But if you're interested in looking at for playtest stuff, just jump on that list. Go to Catalyst Games website, and then jump on there, and they'll give you a direct download to those files. But yeah, it's coming. They'll give you a direct timer. It's like 65, 64 days, something like that. It's not long.
Which, how are, I mean, you've done all the Kickstarters that they've done, right?
Yeah, I've done the other Kickstarter, yes.
How is their turnaround and everything? Did you see any issues? Because a lot of people are kind of nervous about Kickstarter, but I don't think they've had any issues, have they?
I think Kickstarters being a problem are not entirely a thing of the past, but more of a thing of the past. Catalyst Games Lab is a company that knows what they're doing. Again, they're a big company, so I'm not super happy they're doing another Kickstarter, but I understand that it's a way for a smaller company to jumpstart more miniatures. Look, I understand plastic molds are not cheap. I worked at Games Workshop for long enough to have an idea. They've come down in price, but I know what they used to cost, and even if they've come down by 50%, since I worked there, that's still a lot of money to put in without anything. It's easier to have the money there and do it. But they were good at fulfilling it. I was not displeased. They had a little problems with their dice, apparently, but they fixed them all. I mean, I understand it. If you're a company out there, you're going to have problems. It's cool. Understand. Problems happen. You fixed it. Job's a good one.
Did they pretty much deliver right around when they were supposed to?
I don't look at delivery dates.
Oh.
I don't fucking care.
But it wasn't
It
definitely wasn't an outrageous like they were a year later or whatever.
It wasn't the first. What was the name of that game? Relic Knights. It wasn't the first Relic Knights. How about that?
Yeah.
Because I got everything from the first Relic Knights. Second Relic Knights is another problem, but we're not here to talk about that.
That's another rant for another time.
Yeah. Apparently they have stuff ready. I just got to buy something on their website, and they'll ship it to me because they're charging me shipping for that. They'll just throw it in the package. I'm like, I understand it. I mean, yeah, I understand totally, but.
Sure. But there's been a lot, I go with Baney on. I'm always leery on any Kickstarters that I do now. I'm always cautious enough that I'll take things, but Catalyst has been known to do theirs. I mean, so I'm not worried about it.
You're still staying at Baney on it's $100. Like, sure, it's money, but it's not that bad. And you can't judge a company based off what another company did. That's not fair. I can tell you that, the first one delivered fine, was good. Thumbs up. That's all you can say.
So let's get to the important question. Sean, what are you drinking?
I have a Moscow Mule.
And 2 bottles of water already, so yeah.
1 bottle of water and this much of that.
This much of that. I am sticking straight to water tonight. I've already had some drinks and such, so I'm just going to go straight with water and ease out right then and there.
We call that lame.
It is lame, but, I'm old, so I just got to make sure I keep hydrated.
Yeah, us youngins get all our liquor better. Not sure who I'm talking to about youngins. Fucking.
So, guys, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. Like I says, if you want to come on the show, let us know. We don't have a problem with that. You got some good topic. It means I don't have to bring up something at the last minute. And we can have some good fun. Cheers.
Cheers. And since Legion brings it up, you're right, Legion. If you order the Kickstarter, it does take away business from your LGS. But what you do is, when you get to a point where you're not getting anything extra, if you're between tiers, like, oh, I got all the free stuff from this tier, I want to get more boxes, but it won't get me to the next tier of free stuff. Don't do it then. Save that money, and when that shit gets in your local store, buy it then. Or because here's the thing, if the Kickstarter doesn't succeed, it'll succeed. But if it didn't succeed, you're not going to get the shit at all. It's a catch-22.
And if you got some stores that will do the retail version, but...
Yeah, but also, you can wait. We're not, let's be honest. I have, 60 Battletech models that don't even have paint on them at all. 60-plus Battletech models that don't have paint on them. It's okay if I don't get all the box sets first thing. They'll be there. We all have this mindset, and I have it too, of, oh shit, if we don't get it right now, it's going to discontinue. I'm never going to see it again. That's the problem with collecting action figures. I don't actually collect action figures. I just buy the ones I like. They look cool. Because if you collect them, that's going to happen. But if for miniature games, it's not going to happen a lot. Speaking of which, before we get into the main topic, it's a good point for everyone who plays Marvel Crisis Protocol. They are reboxing a lot of the older models. So you should pick up some of the ones you want. Like, they're putting them into 4-person boxes. So if you've got half of that box, like, for example, they're going to rebox Wakanda. Because there's just 4 members. They're going to put them all in one box. So if you have Shuri and Okoye, or you have Black Panther and Killmonger, you're going to want the other box, because when they come out and get deep enough, the only way to get them is going to be all 4, and you have 2 of them.
Yeah.
For example, the reason I'm saying is because the Spider one, the Spidey friends.
That just dropped.
This showed it. It's Spider-Man, Venom, and it's Spider-Man from the box set. Venom, Gwen, and Miles.
Yep.
So, like, I need to buy Gwen and Miles because I have Venom painted. I have Spider-Man from the box set. This is going to have a new card, but the errata's up for him. So you want to pick that up. Then X-Men is the fucking worst. Because they have X-Men and Brotherhood out. If you have those, you got to get those. Because the X-Men box set is Storm, Cyclops, which is a box set right now I'm going to pick up, Wolverine, and Beast. Now, Wolverine only comes with Sabretooth. Beast only comes with Mystique. So if you're an X-Men fan, you don't have any of them, it's perfect for you. But if you have 2 of them, you're going to want to get the other half, so you don't have to get models you already have. But on the other hand, they are fixing it by doing it's Magneto, Toad, Mystique, and Sabretooth. And Mystique and Sabretooth are the other half of the Wolverine and Beast boxes. So, there you go. Look at that stuff, because sometimes companies have to do that, and you don't want to miss out. But don't look at everything like that. Most of the stuff is okay. Like the Battletech stuff, they're not going to discontinue it. Here's the thing on a plastic mold. While they can't put out single models, that's why the only way to get single models is the salvage boxes. It's the only way they're allowed to, because apparently Ironwood Metals is a separate license to print to make models. And I'm sorry to tell you, they're fine, but they're not as good as the plastic models. So they're going to keep doing just the boxes like they do the Force boxes, the Lances and Stars. And so just pick those up when you can. So just get what you can from the Kickstarter, support it to your extent that you want, and then save the rest of the money and buy some stuff from your local game stores.
I'll most likely be jumping on this Kickstarter.
I will definitely be jumping in. I mean, the other stuff's cool. I mean, I have it all around. I've got some pins right here you can't necessarily see. Well, you can see them.
Yeah, you can.
Some pins there. I've got coins. It's just cool, fun stuff to have. Do you need a House Davian Challenge coin? Fuck, I got one. Yes, I'm a House Davian guy. Suck it. They were the good guys in the books, so I'm a House Davian guy. I'm really more of a Kel's Hounds guy because the Kel Hounds are the actual good guys of the book, but I'm going old school. And you know what, Gonzo? You need to read those fucking books.
Send me the names of the best ones, and I'll download an audiobook of them.
Just start reading them.
Tell me where to start.
You want to start with the Grey Death Legion trilogy.
The Grey Death Legion? Okay.
William Keith is the author, if I remember correctly. They're not the best, but they're the beginnings. There's one book before them, but the author of the book told me on Twitter, it's okay, you don't need to read the book. It was like proto-Battletech, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like before Chronicles, they had a Dragonlance book. Like, yeah, it kind of fits, but you don't need to read it.
Yeah.
And then after that, you get to get the good stuff, the Warrior Trilogy, Michael Stackpole, who I will say repeatedly is my favorite author. And between that and the X-Wing books are why. So, there you go. We have a topic.
We do have a topic. We were going to be talking about it, which is RPGs.
RPGs.
So, we all know the fiasco. We don't need to worry about it. But this last week, I had my RPG group at work, and people were talking about how they wanted to play RPGs, and a lot of we got the distinction that this is D&D, these are RPG books,
Mm-hmm.
type thing, and they were like, oh, and I was like, yeah, people kind of look at it as when your mom called everything a Nintendo, uh, and that's the best way to put it.
Are you gonna
Uh,
go play the D&Ds?
yeah, yes, type thing, and so
Yeah.
we got that done. And so we started talking about games that people wanted to play, and it really centered around pop culture for the most part. People are like, I want to play a Harry Potter type game where we're all wizards in a school. I'm like, okay. Then people were like, I want to play, a sci-fi one, and everybody started talking about what they wanted to play, and
Hey,
um,
have you seen the Dimension 20 where they did just that?
me, I,
What? Hold on. Hold on. I believe Gonzo might have a rant. I'd like to hear some of this.
it's all, it's what I saw was I just turned it off and just was like, no, I don't want to do this. Don't care. And went to a different system right off the bat. Because I never even knew there was anything like that. But of course, as a good GM, they were like, we want to play Harry Potter. And I'm like, okay, there's no.
Well, it's not necessarily Harry Potter, but I mean, have you seen the Dimension 20 game they did, where they did basically like a Harry Potter style game?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God!
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
So here's the thing: is Dimension 20 and Critical Role do at some point set unrealistic standards for game masters,
Oh,
but man, they have some cool ideas and they're great, especially Dimension 20 more than Critical Role. Critical Role is only D&D right now. Dimension 20 plays all sorts of different games and shows you all sorts of different things, and it is super fun. Brendan Lee Mulligan is fucking hysterical. He's a great role player, a good GM, and also fucking hysterical. He's actually a comic in general. So you should check that stuff up when you're looking for a new game system. Check it out. Maybe someone's done it, but we can get more into that later. As just since Gonzo mentioned that particular, I'm like, you should send them down that path.
I'll just look at it. Ooh.
What? Dimension 20 is hard because it's not like easily accessible on YouTube. I think they have their own website for it.
It's on YouTube, but I don't. I think
Okay.
it's old. I think most of their videos are kind of old. I don't know. They
Yeah.
haven't updated in 2 weeks, two
Yeah. Well,
months.
they're that was get old a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's cool. I mean, but that's sort of thing, if they want to play a Harry Potter game, you got to point them in the right direction, right?
Yeah. Well, because I mean, I was just looking at one. There was a home brewed one, and it was using fifth edition rules. And then there was one that was a fan made one that was just eh. And then someone suggested Kids on Brooms.
Yeah, Kids and Brooms works. But before we go into more of that, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Fifth edition hacks.
What? I
Yeah,
didn't see an elephant.
yeah, I mean, it's right there in plain view. So I'm going to say this. This will be our whole topic. Hopefully, most of our topic on this part. Just because of what's going on, whether it be with fifth edition or with Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling being an absolute flaming piece of shit, if people want to play something, don't fucking stop them. Let them play what they want to fucking play. If people are new and they want to play D&D, that's cool. Who fucking cares with the OGL? Who cares and stuff? They want to have fun. They want to play D&D. Fucking let them. If they want to play, if there's is there an actual Harry Potter game? I don't care. If there's a Harry Potter game out there, I don't care if J.K. Rowling gets $1 a book. Fucking let them play what they want to play. Stopping them from playing it because of our own moral quandaries is not going to help the hobby. You can't make someone else adhere to your moral code on that. Let them play what they want to play. That's on them for what they want to play. If they don't care, they don't care. Because those people don't want to deal with this bullshit. They just want to sit down, play a game, and have fucking fun. Fucking let them. So, proceed. Sorry.
So I went and looked up Kids on Brooms.
Yeah.
Bought the book. I mean, it's a cheap little book. It's only like
Yeah.
$20. Um,
Also, like, so many of those things are available on Drive Through RPG, and the PDF prices from most publishers are rock fucking bottom.
yeah.
Like when I did Mecton Zeta, I own the Mecton Zeta book. When we started doing it, I bought a PDF copy so my players could look at that. And I don't feel bad letting my players look at it. I bought an extra copy for them.
Well, I got a copy in, started looking at it, and it's a very simple system, but it's very much in letting the characters take an active role and role play what happens.
Yeah.
Um, it's used a D20 through a D4. You're assigned your stats by those dice. So if you're more of a bookworm, you don't have a D20. You may use a D6, but you can only use one of those dice on each of your 6 stats. Pretty
Yeah.
simple, pretty easy. You roll that die depending on what you're doing, add any skill modifiers, and if you meet the target number or beat it, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Very simple, really easy system. Combat is done that same way, but winning by degrees of success dictates how the damage is done, which is okay. But they really stress a lot that you're not you don't have like 100 billion hit points as a wizard. A good placed spell will knock you on your ass or kill you if it's done incorrectly. And then they were talking about things like, oh sure, your character could misplace the heart of another player and teleport their heart somewhere. It's all magic, but they're like there are severe consequences, and if you do anything that is, and I put outside the norm. Outside, if you're doing malicious, evil things, your character just turns into an NPC type thing because of how strict the magic rules system is. Because you play wherever you want. You actually create the world with your players when you're playing the game. You go like, hey, what's the name of y'all's school? What are some of the rumors you've heard about the school? So on and so forth. You can play like first year students, second year students or older, and then a teacher if you wanted to play a teacher.
Yeah. So, but that's for example of, not a licensed property, but a game that's based on the licensed property, like Kids on Bikes.
Correct.
So, I mean, you have to point people that way. The key with the game is when they find out what they want to play, assuming they don't want to play just D&D, you can point to something else. If they want to play fantasy, you can point them at Pathfinder. Second edition just came out. They got a discount on it right now if anyone cares. If they want to play Castles and Crusades, let them take a look at that. And I'm trying not to inject my personal opinion on these games as we talk about them. Pendragon, if they want low fantasy, Pendragon's like low fantasy Knights of the Round Table type of thing. That could be cool. Also, don't discount some of the classics. Like there are games that have fantasy hacks. You can't really get. Hey, Kathy. You can't necessarily get Genesis anymore. They're not updating it, but it's still out there. I feel like if you play it straight out of the book, it could work pretty well. I'm still trying to find it. Rollmaster, sure, you can play Rollmaster. Palladium Books still makes a giant shit ton of all sorts of genres. They still make Palladium Fantasy Role Playing, which is one of the earliest hacks on D&D, but is far enough from D&D that you won't. I mean, similar to D20 and all that. I like to say Robotech's one of their better games. Technically, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is their best game, but Palladium Fantasy Role Playing is a solid game. It doesn't have any of that bullshit that come into Rifts that makes it practically unplayable. Sure, it's kind of showing its age, but most of these games we're talking about are showing their age. Except Pathfinder. Pathfinder's sort of the only new one. Don't forget GURPS. GURPS fucking exists.
And that was one
is like if you want a team to get in something and just want something that can do fucking anything, GURPS will do it. Now, I would maintain that you probably should look at the hero system instead, because it's a better version of GURPS in my opinion, but GURPS is 100% playable.
Yeah, that was one of them. See, I've known of GURPS, and I've seen there's 50 billion books on it.
GURPS is supplements. Source material.
Yeah.
Source material.
It's so much that it's incredible, but I've never played it, never even looked at the system at all.
It's easy.
What type of system is it?
3d6.
Add them together and kind of add the skill.
Yeah. Well, it's a skill or less, if I remember correctly still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. I think that's again, GURPS is showing its age. It hasn't had a revision in a while.
Yeah.
And even when it is revised, it's the same thing. But GURPS is a solid look. I would, again, suggest Hero System is still out there and doing stuff. It's like You can see it and GURPS are from the same sort of genesis, and Hero System is probably best if you're playing superheroes, but it can do anything. I can, yeah, world's that number, stars that number. One second here, got a work message.
But I mean, there's generic systems that can
Mm-hmm.
work for a lot of things. GURPS is one
Yep.
of them. Palladium has a bunch of different ones.
Played it, but it's not real. Played and play all use the same basic rules, so we could call it generic, but it's not like it's a generic system. You would buy specific books for that.
Correct.
And look at the genre, Sci-fi, you've got Starfinder.
Hmm.
GURPS again has a good sci-fi. Here's some Star Hero. Um, if you want sort of mech type stuff, BattleTech has at least two different versions of role playing. There's sort of the I want to play BattleTech, but I also want to role play it where you play Mech Warrior.
Uh huh. Which we did.
Or there's the I don't want to play BattleTech, but I want to role play in that universe where you would choose Mech Warrior Destiny. Savage Worlds is a good generic system.
Um,
Doesn't do anything great, but does a lot of things fine.
which I played a lot of Savage Worlds about, oh, I'd say 10 plus years ago.
Hmm.
And we played, was it Frostgrave? No. What's the Savage Worlds that was the ice whatever?
I have a copy. I haven't done it. Let's see what else is out there. What's it called? Lancer is a brand new mech sort of role playing game. They have a free copy of the rules online. Take a look if that's what you want. There's a lot of
Hellfrost.
those games now that actually do free basic rules and then you buy the book for more specific stuff.
Uh, Hellfrost. I did play in a Hellfrost campaign at one point, and it was a lot of fun. The system was pretty easy.
Hmm.
Describe what you do, flip the cards, and that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, there's a system out there for what you want to play. I mean, we could say some of our favorites. Obviously, Feng Shui. Feng Shui 2 is one of my favorite systems. It's pretty specific what it does, but it's super fun, super easy. It would be a great intro to role playing in general because it does require you to be a little more descriptive. Um, let's see, I got a giant pile over there. There's a ton of old games too that are like OGL style. The whole West End Games D6 Star Wars system. The
Oh
D6
yeah.
system is sort of an OGL type of thing where you can just use it for whatever. And that sort of thing is while you want to play, you can play a specific thing. You want to play G.I. Joe, Transformers, Power Rangers.
Essence
We've got
20,
all
I think is
those
what it's called.
books. Those are all, yes, those are great systems. You can look at those. Also, you can look at, now I would say it's definitely, is at some point, if you start role playing and you want to role play a lot, you feel like this is what I do a lot of, find one of those generic systems and fucking make it yours. Because you will find that you can do anything with it. When Star Hero came out, there was a guy on the Hero Games forums. I'm a big Hero Games guy. Um, that made a Star Hero website, and he's looking for all sorts of stuff. And I had done just because I can a bunch of translations for Robotech stuff, and just got it posted because the Hero system can do that. GURPS can do that. Heck, most systems can do that. You just want to at the end of the day, even if it's not a generic system, if you get enough system mastery of something, you can play just about anything in it. Look at our fantasy game, Three Gnomes and a Half Giant. We started off in Genesis, didn't do what we wanted to do. We switched to using a hack of Feng Shui, and it worked fucking great. I dare say we had much more fun when the combat came around when it was Feng Shui than we did playing in Genesis. Not that Genesis wasn't fun, it just the kind of action you might want might be a different system. Find that, get out there, play a bunch of one shots with people if you can at your local gaming store or wherever. Just get an idea how it plays. You might find that game that plays the way you want it to because there's so many parts of a game.
That's what I like. If I when I go to Gen Con, that's what I do. I go. I don't want to play in a fifth edition game. I don't want to play in a system I played. I want to go play in these new systems to see if I like it, because those
Yeah,
GMs are going to give me a short elevator pitch type,
you're going to see.
RPG,
Oh,
and
cool!
it's
I
gone.
love the way the skills work in this. Like Genesis, we love the idea of being able to succeed poorly or fail well. We love those ideas. So finding a system that can do that is great, but just finding one where the combat works the way you want it to, feels dynamic, feels what you want it to. Maybe you don't care about dynamic combat. Maybe you just want it to be done. Cool, whatever will work. There was a big thing when fourth edition D&D came out, like, well, there's no role-playing stuff in there. I'm like, motherfucker, you don't need to know how to role-play. It's just fucking acting. You know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
You don't need the rules to tell you that shit. First edition D&D didn't tell you that shit. Get the fuck out of here. You were just upset that it was such a good tactical simulator that you felt like it'd take away from the rest of the game. Spoiler, it fucking didn't. You could still do whatever you want, but that requires a GM to be with you. And that's the fucking truth of role-playing out there. It doesn't matter what the book says. I'll literally take the book and fucking toss it aside. Whatever it needs to do, it needs to do. Rule of cool? Excellent. There's a rule out there. Don't say no, assign a difficulty.
Yep. Which this is the reason why I really got into the Kids on Brooms, because it does a lot of that. It says like when you do an attack, you go, the attacker describes what happens, the defender describes what happened to them based on what the attacker said. Type thing. And I was like, that's really cool, because if you're doing a battle, you could say, super cool, flourishing crap, and, based on what you rolled, depends on how much it happens. And then vice versa. If the defender wins the contested roll, the defender gets to say what happens, within the spectrum of stuff, which I think is great for role playing, especially for new people, because they want to be that cool person that, throws the balls and, does the spin shot.
Yeah. So, one of the games that got relatively recently, Prowlers and Paragons, has sort of a scaling success system where if you don't succeed well enough, you say what happens, but then the attacker says what happens, or the winner says what happens, and then if it's not, they don't do good enough, the loser gets to change minor things in it. Like, I fire a blast and knock you off. Well, you didn't see it well enough, so actually I fall onto the fire escape. Not all the way off the building. Or, I catch on the rung of the window on the going down, so I can pull myself up. It's just going to be a disadvantage to me. That kind of stuff is great. And you can describe stuff like that. You don't need the system to tell you that. You can just do it. Just do it consistently.
Yes.
There's no boundaries to a role-playing game. The rules don't fucking matter. It's just like fucking that one round of fucking... Whose line is it anyways? The points don't matter. What matters is that you're consistent about it. And if someone says, hey, I want to do this thing, do it. I'll give you an example of the opposite. We're playing a 4th edition adventure. It was a pre-made. And 4th edition is, by the book, very cut and dried. Yep. You can do X, So at one point, the one guy's like, I want to disarm them. And the guy's like, there's no rules for that, so you can't do that. Like, that's bullshit. No, that's the opposite of what you do. Also, at one point, now I knew the adventure. I had run the adventure twice at that point, but I played dumb to the whole thing. And, I try and go like, hey, we're going to disguise ourselves as the bad guys are just to kill us and try and get ahead. But like the GM wasn't about that. You've got to be flexible about that. That's a hard thing. If you're buying the game, you're probably going to be the GM, like, at that point, because the GM's going to tell you what game he's going to run. You can suggest it, and you know what goes better than everything, and I know this is not an easy thing to suggest. If you want a GM to run a game, buy him a copy.
Yeah. Especially if it's something you're really into.
He's going to spend more time than you on it. So buying him a copy takes one thing off of his plate, like, oh, this person wants to play this. I'm going to take a look and see, what do you want to play? Oh, cool, this is interesting, or we can make this work. Then you can have a discussion about it. Because it's collaborative, but it's not necessarily fair collaborative. The GM puts a lot more work into it than the rest of the players do. So, doing anything to take it off them helps. And that's something people don't know about role playing too. That's something I realized, is that if you're just going to be a player, you're going to want to realize the GM's going to call the ball on what game you're playing, because they got to want to run it. They got to have an understanding about it.
Well, I mean, it also goes to show that sometimes while the game is good, mechanically it's good, it could be the wrong type of game. One of them that I did, which I like the system, I like the world, but the problem is playing in Middle Earth, you're not the hero. And so it's hard.
Dragonlance,
Yeah.
Star Wars to a lesser extent. Those
You got to
games
make
put a
sure.
lot of extra pressure on the GM.
Yeah, they do because you can't go. You're gonna kill Sauron because you're
Because you're not
not.
going to kill Sauron.
Yeah. I mean, now you could change the story up, if you wanted to, but that's a lot of work and it kind of ruins that. And so you got to make sure when you put this, you put them in a timeline where it's just enough.
So
And One Ring, I played that 3 times. I enjoy the system, especially the combat and the rules and everything going through it. It's not a problem whatsoever. But you played in between um, Fellowship and Two Towers. And
I mean, there's
so,
stuff to do, but the hard thing is you got to set it right that
yeah.
you're not going to do the thing, and that's part of that's so we're getting far astride from the topic, but that's sort of how we
But
ramble
but
on.
but this is
It's
this is
part of the
important.
elevator pitch is you
Yeah.
got to make sure they know that you got to like so the parts of running a game, in addition to finding the game you like, is you've got to give them the elevator pitch of this is what I want the game to be. The expectations you're going to be good guys, not necessarily the best guys, but good guys. You know, you're not going to be the best heroes ever. You know, but you're not going to do all the big things, but you're going to do things that are important in the small area you're in. You got to make that clear so people have the expectation so they can, that way someone doesn't come to the table with the shadiest, sleaziest motherfucker ever. And you're like, what are you doing here? So there you go. Xander Rose says, that's why I like playing in worlds that are similar to ours, but just tweaked slightly, like a 70s spy game or 2000s NCS game. Yes, both would be great. And that's the perfect example of a game where the system isn't going to matter as much as the person running it. Just find the system that does what you want it to do. Because you could run that in GURPS, Hero System, technically D20 Modern,
Yeah.
if you want to do that. Anything that has modern stuff. Feng Shui could run that well. It'd be a little different when you play Feng Shui because, I mean, the way Feng Shui works. But you just got to find the thing. And Shadowrun, you could Shadowrun, yeah. One thing people realize is they look at Shadowrun and they go like some people equate the system to the world, and you can divorce them. Now, Shadowrun without magic is if you're using and state I'm not super familiar with Shadowrun past third edition.
Well, you would use probably interface to
Well,
play if you weren't going to do
but
magic.
you could use the Shadowrun system; it works
Correct,
fine.
you can.
Just take it away one of the priority systems; it's fine. It doesn't matter as much. I mean, tech doesn't matter as much. Hell, you could go like, I want to do NCIS, but I want it to be cyberpunky. Cool. You can use cyberpunk, use Shadowrun, use what you want.
Yep.
So, but that's important. You give us the elevator pitch. I want a game that's like, 7 Days of the Condor? Or I want a game that's like NCIS. Cool. Elevator pitch. That's all you need to know. And then you can go from there. Like my current game, I haven't told my players what system I plan on using yet because it doesn't fucking matter. I give them the elevator pitch, they're going to give me ideas, and then we'll go and see what system works the best for the ideas they bring me. That's the thing, when you get enough experience in that, you'll find the system doesn't matter.
I think that it's very important whenever you get your friends together and they say, hey, I want to play XYZ. And I'm like, I want to play traditional dungeon crawling D&D, but I want it based in, space or whatever, or, and then you can reach it. And there are a plethora of ways you can go with this.
Plethora. No, that's perfect. You know what you are? You are space salvagers or architects going through. You might find a starship hiding there. You know what? Crawling through an abandoned starship is like a dungeon.
You could also...
It really is.
You could have, Aliens. What was that one? There was an RPG that was around Aliens at one point. I know there's an actual official one, but yes.
Yeah, there's another one. I forget what it's called. But there's a million of them. I mean, hold on. Let me just read through. I got RPGs all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Now, now obviously getting the big ones out of the games, but, there's the D6 system, Feng Shui, Genesis, G.I. Joe, and Transformers. There's 4 different Marvel superhero systems, counting the one that's just about coming out.
Yeah.
The old, it was like called the Phase Rip one, the original Marvel superheroes game from the 80s, is generally available online.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the second one is hard to get because it requires cards. I have a copy of it. The third one, I'm sure you can find a copy. It was weird, but I never really did it. Xenovoid says Kiss type RPG is the best, I think, and that means keep it simple, stupid. Yes.
Oh,
But yeah,
damn
so
it.
there's a bunch of those. I've Mechton, Prowlers and Paragons. There's two different Robotechs. There's the Palladium Books Robotech, then a new Robotech that came out. Um, Traveler. Traveler's classic sci-fi. That thing's been around for a fucking long time, and it's not nearly as crazy as it used to be. Like Traveler and like Mechton have a lot in common, where you have to make decisions career-wise, and they might affect your character. It's sort of like the great. I don't have a character idea. You sort of roll up a character and you sort of get a background at the same time. Like honestly, when we were doing Mechton, we had the most fun rolling it up and sort of trying to make something out of it. Now you got to be in the right mindset. A lot of us want nowadays, because back in the day we didn't necessarily worry about that shit. Nowadays, people want more background control, but if you don't, those work. Leaves Yours mentioned Gamma World. So old Gamma World, they're both D&D hacks. The fourth edition one, I'm sorry to say that it's not good. Like, it's a fun beer and pretzels role playing game, but it's never going to be. It is more. The Game World game is more what people thought D&D was in fourth edition, where mostly tactical combat, kind of random. It was weird, and I see what they're trying to do, but I wish they would have done just a straight up version of it. But then the Mech Warrior Destiny, like I said, regular Mech Warrior. Um, Lancer has a free version if you want some mech combat. And then that one I shared with you, Gonzo, Tidebreaker cinematic
Oh,
RPG that I kickstarted. I think that one's interesting. It deserves a look. It's pretty generic as to what you do, but you can find a lot of stuff also on RPG, online RPG now and all that shit. You know, Drive Through RPG. They have a bunch of games, but just be careful. Much like the early 2000s when third edition came out, a lot of it is just D&D hacks. You know, if you're a small struggling designer, why are you going to make a whole system when one's there and you're allowed to use it?
well, I know we talked about a little bit earlier about Kickstarter and stuff, but those are ones that I feel pretty confident kickstarting as RPGs,
Yeah, but
especially
they're
if they're
just going to
just
give me a
doing
book.
books. They're just
Yeah,
like,
deliver me a book.
because usually if you're buying the book, you're going to get the PDF, and the PDF usually comes out way before the book,
Oh
and so
yeah,
you're
they're
getting your money
like
quite
the
quickly.
tiebreaker one was great. I got a quick start early version, then it came out. I got the got actual content, and then I got the actual book. It's over there on my desk.
Yeah. I think those were one. It just reminded me that I've kickstarted 2 RPGs, and they're on target and they're on time. It's just they're printing. I've already got
Yeah.
the PDFs of the game. I'm just waiting for my physical stuff, which is still good. I Now don't get me wrong. I am a person that likes to have a book. I like to read the book. I like to go through it. But if all I can get is or early enough is the PDF, bang, I'm okay with
Like I'll
that.
be honest, and I hate to be the one saying this, like a tablet,
Yeah,
such a help, such a boon. Like if we had a tablet back in the day, holy shit, the things we have done with RPGs.
yeah.
I never would have gotten any work done.
I
Yeah, and don't let people tell you that the game you like isn't good or they turn their nose up at the game. Like, yes, I make fun of riffs more than anything else, Palladium. But doesn't mean there's not good stuff there. If you like playing it, by all means, like playing it. A good game master can make any game great. Doesn't matter how good the game actually is, the game master can make it great. They might have the right balance or everything. They might be like, oh, I know how to make this work. They might have to control unruly characters and everything. You know, I've just had a lot of bad experiences with certain games.
I
So,
mean, like, I got Avatar Legends coming out, which is based on the Avatar Last Airbender, and
mhm.
I got the PDFs, but I'm like, I really don't want to read it yet because I'm not going to be playing it, so I'm not worried about it. But I should be getting my copies into this month, beginning of next month, I think.
Mhm.
And I'm looking forward to it because
Yeah.
they've got a new system that is not your standard dice rolling system. When I glanced at it, and I'm like, I'm interested in looking at this and sitting down and reading it and going through it, and then maybe I will
Yeah.
run it. But
Don't discount a system because it's weird.
yeah.
It might be cool. The Malifaux role playing through the breach. Very interesting. Very different. No dice, just cards. You don't even have the full deck of cards necessarily. You make a deck of your own cards based off of certain things, based off what your stats and everything are.
Oh, and there are actually some people running that at Adepticon. I think I might look into it because they'll have characters for you, or you can bring your
Yeah, they'll be
own.
doing second edition. I have first edition. I didn't
Yeah,
buy second edition because, well, I only played it once.
yeah. But I thought about playing one of those games and see what it was going to be on. Um, there was one system. Did you ever play Fate? The Fate system?
Little bit.
That was a system. So we played. I had a friend of mine run Dresden Files with the Fate system. Never played. I knew what Dresden was, so on and so forth. But a lot of people found that system kind of hard because it was very much. You had to describe a lot and say exactly what you were doing, and you had to be specific on it. And if you weren't,
Wait, hold on. So you read the roleplay?
well, it was more.
Sorry, you do roleplay ROLE versus roleplay ROLL because there are two different games. Like
Yes.
classic D&D, we will talk about when the original rules guys are talking about. I just like my first edition D&D. They don't care about any of that, and I'm going to be really rude. Actual role playing shit. They just want to kick down the door, murder some monsters, and take their loot. They get enjoyment out of that. That's
Correct.
cool.
And there's
They
nothing wrong
don't
with
care
it.
about so much about political intrigue. They want the basic bitch plots. Sure, someone's trying to kill the prince. Let's go help. They'll do that stuff, but they don't care about. They don't want their characters to have relationships. It's not like they're not beyond like. And I'm gonna make them sound really terrible. And they're not all like this, but like woo the barmaid because I am the handsome hero. Blah blah blah. That's sort of what they want.
Yeah.
They don't want the actual recurring NPC to be inserted a character and actually feel like it's a relationship. Some people want that, and that's fine. That's cool. Sometimes that means more to somebody. One of those players who's a recurring NPC gets fucked with or killed or whatever. You can actually make legitimately cool moments with that.
Oh yeah.
But not everyone wants that. And that's another harsh truth is that you have to judge your players and what they are. And there's a million books on there about role playing.
There was
I have
many a
4 or
times
5.
when I did the Star Wars one with Genesis, and then we recorded the episode Dawn of the Harbinger. There were many a times I had people calling me up and texting me, going, "You son of a bitch, you fucker! Why did you cut the show off right there? It was getting really good, and it's on a cliffhanger." I'm like, "That's the purpose." And they're like, "I can't believe this character died," and they got backstabbed by XYZ. Actually had someone with tears in their eyes going, "I can't believe that character died," because they were like one of my favorite characters in the thing. And I'm like, that's the point. Yeah. Sure, there is good, cool combat, but that's the point in my games is I want you to go, crap, that really happened? That NPC's a dick. Yes, because that NPC is actually the big GG and, going to be giving you shit throughout the rest of your life.
Yeah, but you have to do that. That's how you get cool games is all those moments. And it's not to say the way they play is wrong. There's
Correct.
no wrong way to play. Just like the only way you win is to show up and fucking play. There's no winning aside from showing up and having fun.
Yeah.
If you show up and have fun, you fucking won. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I think we talked about this a while ago when I started. Those guys went into my Twitter feed and I'm like, the fuck? The series How to Win at D&D. How to win role-playing games. Like, yeah, show up and play and have fun.
Are you having fun? You won.
Right,
Congratulations.
You won. Yeah, that's winning. Because the thing is, it's not... Let's be honest. At the end of the day, it's just a fun way to tell a story. We're making an interactive movie, an interactive novel, where you just... As a GM, you're just providing the framework. Like, if you had a plan, but it looks like it would derail their fun, fuck your plan. Throw it out the window.
Yeah. There's also a reason why GMs have screens for most parts, because sometimes the dice rolls don't equal fun.
Yep. And if you're one of those players like, I don't fudge dice rolls because the players might need to die. Yeah, the players might need to die, but...
There's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place. Like in the middle of combat, sometimes it happens. It just happens in combat.
Yeah.
But there's a time when it's not right, and there's a time when it is right. One of the a player I've had to throw out of a game for being a problem had his finest role playing moments when his character was dying. He knew the party wasn't getting out of it, so he's like, I'm gonna fucking set explosives against these pillars and distract them so it blows up and crushes them. And he knew he was gonna die, so let him have his noble death. You know, don't let die rolls get in the way of that shit. That's epic. We remember that now, and that was fucking 20 years ago, probably. Okay, maybe 15, something like that. More than a decade. No, it was 20. Fuck, goddamn, I'm old. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, but you got to do that. That's the little things about role playing you don't necessarily learn from the book. If the good books, they do. It's about the story more than anything. Yeah, look, listen to 3 Grams and a Half Giant at the end of that. All Brad wanted to do, Bania wanted to do was fucking die at the end. And he did. He went out like a fucking champ. Same with Dave's character. It was earned. It was appropriate. So, but you can find a system that does that. Some systems are, D&D, you get to 0 hit points, you're done. Some other ways. And don't be hesitant to sort of wing it. Like, again,
I think that's one of our
all these
superpowers.
systems you can look at. Yeah, winging it.
Yeah, winging it in an RPG.
Yeah, I mean, there's the picture of the 4-panel picture of Captain America and the Hulk, where it's always angry. I'm always winging it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm always making it up. But there is something we do need to talk about: crunchy systems. And these are really not for newer players, but they can be depending on if you know your group.
Because what's your idea of the crunchiest system?
Like one of them that I thought was pretty crunchy was Earth Dawn, which people that are experienced role players had problems with. And then I know you've got Rifts.
Rifts is not crunchy.
It's been a long time. It's been
so Rifts
20
is not
years.
crunchy. It's just a lot.
Okay, maybe that's a better word for it. Then I should say,
but
too much.
Like it's not like it's difficult. Like it's not too much because I mean, as a teenager, I understood it fully. It's just a lot to make a character.
So, are there RPGs that you would suggest some people not touch? And we're talking game systems, not touch if they're brand new to role playing.
No, I mean, I would say before you buy one, talk to somebody who knows it. I don't want someone who's not good at math going into something like GURPS or Hero System where all the character building is point-based. Yeah, it gets a little nitpicky. Like, if I shave a point here, there's no bonus. Like, fucking Hero System has the things where you buy stats at 13s or 18s because they round better. It fucking happens. Every game has math beneath it. It's just how much control you have over the math. For example, even in D&D, where the way it's been for a while, you want a certain number. I forget it's the even or the odd. I think it's the even number because it actually gives the same bonus as the odd one higher. 12 and 13 are the same bonus. You'd rather have a 12. You can put that 1 point somewhere else, right?
Gotcha. Yep.
Some games actually let you just fudge that crunchy. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
I think the reason why I'm talking about this is there are some systems that people just can't handle because it's too much for them. And you really want to look at systems and figure out. Ask some people. Do a quick review. I mean,
yeah, but be honest and know your strengths.
Yes. Like, I would never run a GURPS because I don't know it. I would have to spend time and sit down with it because I have no clue about it.
You'd be fine.
I'm sure I would, but there would be no way I would just like, yep, I'll do this, no problem.
The thing is, I don't want to scare people away from games. If you look at a game and you like the cut of its jib, take a look at it. Go do some online research, and then if you still like what you see, buy it.
Correct.
Maybe buy the PDF first. See what you can do. Bayonetta says Rollmaster is very crunchy. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chartmaster. But that doesn't mean it's hard. People can play it. It's just got a lot. Like the Palladium books. Palladium is a very simple system. Feels like a hack of D&D because it was. Everything back in the day was. This just in. That's sort of one of the things about GURPS. Is GURPS is one of the early not D&D, not even remotely D&D systems. You know, some some won't be to your liking. Sometimes you're just going to want super rules light. That's fine. Talk to people, you can find it. There's a million games out there. We've only scratched the surface. Even talking about just games that have different systems, I could think of, Big Eyes, Small Mouths out there. So I'm not sure what edition it's on, if it's still done. And don't let a game being no longer supported stop you. You can probably find the PDFs or the books and buy them and play them if it's something you like. Like I said, Genesis is no longer supported. That's not going to stop me from potentially running it. I still want to give it a shot. I want to find what its niche is, but now we're adults. We don't have the time we used to have. There was a time in my life I role played 5 nights a week. Okay, and by role play I mean I ran 3 games and played in 2. So I mean, there you go. Yeah, I mean that's what it says. My DM wasn't good with D&D, but it was great with Shadowrun. Just made a few tweaks to it, and that was our system. House rules. Sort of like verboten and fucking miniatures games are the fucking lay of the land in fucking role-playing games. Just tell people. Because it's all about fun and make it easy to play. If you think a rule's stupid, get it out of there. Just make sure people know.
Oh, yeah.
But don't be afraid because someone says a game, like, Hero System has this game like, oh, you need to know calculus to know fucking Hero System. No, you need to know fucking algebra. And I'm here to spoil it. You fucking know algebra.
Yeah, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, you know algebra. It's not hard. They have fucking charts. They have fucking programs to do this shit for you now. Excel is a motherfucking thing. You can make it do what you want. And not to mention the fact they have a good licensed character builder that is not expensive if you really want. So don't worry about that stuff. Don't let someone scare you off. If you look at the game and go, I like the idea of this game, find somebody online or find some YouTube videos. Jesus Christ, YouTube videos for everything nowadays.
Oh, yeah, you could just
see if it's something you like.
Yeah, you could Google the name review and you'll find out quick and easy.
Go online and just look for games. Talk to people. Find a forum or get in a Facebook group. Talk to people. Throw it out to all the experts and find out what do you want to do. Because I guarantee you, we've mentioned 20 systems. I guarantee you, there's easily 20 more and then more on top of that. And I mean 20 more just systems that are different rules than just being a D&D hack or something.
So I have a backup file on one of my drives that is nothing but RPGs and different PDF RPGs, down from like Broken Wheel to Cowboy Bebop with the serial number scratched off, Ars Magica, you name it.
We didn't talk about the vampire games, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, all the White Wolf stuff? Hell yeah.
Yeah, White Wolf stuff. I mean, come on. There are games upon games out there. Just find something you like, and then go.
Yeah. I mean 18 gigs worth of PDFs of RPGs that I collected.
We can only scratch the surface on it. You can go on RPG Now, look for games. Just look. Like a guy was talking about Twitter about his game. He was upset because he made a game. And, someone left a 1-star review and he's upset because it dropped him down to 4 stars. And I'm like, oh, well, I looked at this game like, okay, it's like $4. Fine. $4. I'll buy a game. I bought a game, read his game. He should be happy he's got 4 stars. It's a D&D hack and not a particularly good one. It's not bad. It's better than the shit that came out when D&D 3rd edition came out. Let me tell you about that someday. Holy shit,
and
that's bad.
I'm always looking for new RPGs. I'm like, oh, what's this? Okay, yeah. I can spend the money and I'll go get it and read it. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'd ever run this. But you know what I like about it? I like using things from different RPGs and different games because it works. I buy RPGs more as reference material than to run games nowadays.
Well, so we mentioned last week, my sister got me the Stargate SG-1 RPG.
Still can't get a copy of that.
Really?
I'm trying to get one from my local store and they can't get me one.
We'll talk. Because obviously, I'm not a big SG-1 fan. I don't dislike it or anything.
Yeah.
But I'm not upset about getting a new RPG game. That just means it's just more ideas to steal.
Correct.
Or in this case, maybe someone who really wants it. Banian loves SG1. That's fine, Banian. I ain't fucking running it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Not
there's a
sorry.
Serenity RPG. There's
Yeah, Serenity RPG.
Eclipse Phase.
A million.
Yeah.
A million. And some of them just are the same thing. Like there was a big thing in the 90s, late 90s, of they used the same system and just rebranded whatever it was. The Sailor Moon RPG, like a million
Oh
anime
yeah.
ones came out the same thing. But then Serenity, I think The Expanse, Margaret Weiss Productions, I think they have the same system. They just put it in that setting. And that's fine. In fact, you'll find you might like that because suddenly your Serenity RPG, if the Expanse RPG is in the same system, suddenly you've got more source material to grab from with no work on your part because it's in the same system.
Yes, I always loved that, and that was always one of the good things I liked about it. Like, oh, this is with this system. Okay, I can do this. Which goes to the fact that our good friend Brian CP Steele at conventions actually runs a My Little Pony Transformers RPG Power Ranger all-in-one game system, all in one, at a convention. And I'm like, all right, who wants to play the pony? Who wants to play the Transformer? Who wants to play G.I. Joe?
Look, be honest, that sounds awesome because all you need is the right background, the right adventure, and fucking great. Yes, Andrew, they actually, Renegade Game Studios has those licensed G.I. Joe, Transformers, My Little Pony, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Can you be a Silverhawk? Technically, no, but a Silverhawk is basically just a weird Power Ranger.
Yeah. But he told me that he's been doing like that at conventions, and I'm like, that would be fun as shit because it's a one hit, it's the same system, same roles, just everybody's got different powers.
And before we go to media section, about that time, let me share this tweet from someone. Somebody says, is Uncaging Nicolas my next TTRPG? Nicolas Cage has become imprisoned somewhere in the cinematic multiverse of Nicolas Cage films. You and your squad of Nicolas Cages have been hired to uncage him, figure out which movie he belongs in, and send his ass back. Does that not sound fucking awesome? And Xander, there is a Saturday morning cartoon role-playing game.
I think he wants actual based on 80s and 90s cartoons.
Yeah, you got your own stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a problem, but you can. Anyways, we should get to media.
I do have a few things going. We do have a few RPGs coming out. They're making another edition of Teleslanta, which I never got into, but I heard it was supposed to be pretty cool or whatever.
All I hear is that there's no elves.
Yeah, that's all I heard here too.
Because I saw the articles in Dragon way back in the day.
Yeah. So I'm interested in it. There is a new one coming out called The Fifth Season, based off of the book series. What is it called? It's actually called The Fifth Season, but the first book is the Broken Earth. It's called the Broken Earth Trilogy, and it's actually supposed to be really good. I've thought about buying audio one of that book of that series and listen to it. That's a new RPG coming out. John, if you were going to give out, let's say 3 RPGs that are not 5th edition for people to try, which ones would you do?
Hero System, Feng Shui 2, and your choice of the Essence 20 systems, Transformers, G.I. Joe, or Power Rangers.
Okay. That's pretty good. I am very interested in the Avatar Legends. It looked like a new and interesting system and a little bit different. And I'm still working through the Dragon Prince one, so I can't give that one. But I definitely like the Kids on Brooms system. A lot of fun, and I do like Earth Dawn as a good fantasy, different system for fantasy fighting and everything, fantasy world. And those would be mine. I definitely, once I finish reading the Dragon Prince one, also which is based on a license, I was kind of the system is a little bit weird and interesting, so I'm not sure on it yet. But I love the world and love the cartoon. So other than that, we go to media section.
I'm going to start with a rant.
Oh my God! Everybody, grab a drink. Get ready.
So,
drink.
Based off current topics, let me tell you something. If you're upset about the whole D&D thing, don't boycott the fucking movie because of that. Because all you're going to tell people is that we don't want D&D movies, and we'll never get anything like that fucking again.
Correct. True.
Now, if you don't want to watch it because you don't watch it, that's fucking fine. But if you're not going to do it because, Hasbro's going to get money, no, that fucking ship has sailed. All you're going to tell people is that we don't want those movies, and you're going to hurt it again. So keep in mind, when you're fucking boycotting shit, what effects it has. You know, you're not going to affect anything with the role-playing game by boycotting the movie. Let me fucking tell you. They're going to say, look, because the first D&D movie was shit, they don't want a D&D movie, so we're never going to do one fucking again. And then it'll be your fucking fault. Thank you. Quick and easy. I agree with Legionnaires. It looks like it's going to be fun. I'm going to go see it.
It does.
So let's be honest, all my friends can't see it on the same night.
You know what's interesting? I look at that and I go, fucking A,
Really? That was a D&D scheduling joke. It was funny.
Yeah. We know it. I look at this and I'm like, yeah, this looks like a stupid, and when I put stupid, this is what I would think a D&D campaign would look like.
Oh,
silly, not crazy.
No. It looks way less stupid than fucking The Legend of Vox Machina.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm going to agree with you on
People
that.
apparently love that shit.
I guess a new season's coming out too, and I'll watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched the first season all the way through. I watched the first 2 episodes, started in the third, and was like, I'm fucking out.
Yeah.
Still.
But it does look like something you and I would do. This, not this
fun.
super serious, super crazy. This looks like,
let's be honest, the bar for fantasy movies is not exactly fucking high.
no.
Let's go. So what do we got? Top down, Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Beastmaster.
I'm going to say Willow. Then The Hobbit. Then what the fuck else comes under The Hobbit? Let's be honest.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Do you count stuff like, what was that? The Clive Owen King Arthur movie. Do you count that?
No.
No? So Krull kind of, but Krull's kind of sci-fi fantasy. So we kind of got to throw that in its own thing. Beastmaster, I think, is the bar. You must exceed or below Beastmaster.
Dark Crystal?
Dark Crystal, kinda, but really not as much, but kinda. I would put that above Beastmaster. Yeah. Excalibur, maybe, but it's kind of historical.
The D&D movie?
The D&D movie well below Beastmaster.
Dragon's Motto Twilight cartoon?
It was fine.
I never got to see it. Yeah, I always celebrate. Just read
I saw it. Read the book instead.
It's on YouTube for free, I think, now.
Watch it. I mean, it wasn't a bad watch. Not great. Let's say we don't get a lot of fantasy movies like that. Aragon. It's par with Beastmaster. I mean, it really kind of is better. Master Universe, no. Again, the Master Universe is also a specific thing. There's not really any fantasy elements in that. They have laser guns all over the place.
There's not a lot of good fantasy movies.
There's not even a lot of fantasy movies because they keep failing. Like, Dragon Slayer. Not good. Like maybe
Legionnaires.
Like I'd say Beastmaster wins because Beastmaster is more fun. Kodo and Podo.
Yeah. Wizards is
Dragonheart. Dragonheart a little over Beastmaster. Yeah. Not much. Doesn't
Wizards
hold up very well, but fair.
Legionnaire said Wizard, which is a cartoon which uses rotoscoping and all this other stuff, and it was really weird. But that's
so think about that. The problem is that as we're starting to get into it, so for the longest time, Willow was the best fantasy movie, and I'm not going to take discussion. It was right up until the point Fellowship of the Ring came out, and then it became second place, and it just got lower because, let's be honest, that whole trilogy is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The problem is now we have had the peak before we've had a ton of it.
I know that's what's so sad. I'm looking for like new fantasy movies or stuff based on that, and there's not. It's really sad.
Have to put all the medieval stuff in there, but it's not really. I mean, do you count Chinese one, Guardian of the Wall, Demons, Matt Damon?
Oh, I don't know which one that one, but no,
I haven't seen it, but I kind of want to. But again, it's supposed to be not very good. That's the thing is, the majority of them are not fucking good. Yeah, fantasy movies are hard to bring people in, so that's why it is like, if you want that stuff, much like when Firefly came out, if you want, or Serenity came out, if you want people to enjoy this stuff, go out and watch it.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you're looking at fantasy movies. Anyways, do you want to start with Willow or end with Willow? Are we going to spoil it?
No, let's not spoil it because it is just finished. But we'll do it at the end.
Right.
Let's do it at the end because it'll probably be our last one. Xander brings up something interesting that he says some people just can't get over it not being like real life. And I'm like, I kind of get that point, but you know what I'm really interested in? Not real life. I don't want to watch TV shows about cop dramas or hospital dramas or any reality TV show based off
people
original.
Getting imprisoned by the very corrupt government for things that are overblown.
Which one are we talking about?
Andor.
Oh, I didn't have a problem with Andor.
I did, because it's a little too fucking on
Too
the
much
nose, right? You feel like that's fucking what's happening potentially in the world a bit.
Yeah.
You can look at it there and see it. That's the shit I don't want to see. It's escapism.
Yeah. But there's like a lot of stuff I couldn't do because it's supposed to be really good. But I'm like, I don't want to watch rich people treating other people like shitty.
Like Jack Ryan or something like that, where it's not, it's real. It's set in a world like the real world, but it's not our day-to-day issues. It's like way different out there issues. Like, That's why NCS was so enjoyable. Sure, it's a cop drama, but it wasn't standard cop bullshit. It was very specific, often very crazy, an adjacent world. Xander, I need to finish Andor too. I don't know that I want to.
What's your first one that is not Willow? Do you have one that's not Willow?
Willow.
Okay, so let me go with mine.
We don't really have a choice.
Okay, so I was watching the new National Treasure that's on Disney Plus, and it's okay. It's almost over. We got like 1 or 2 more episodes to go, and it's not very National Treasure-ish in a way. That's there's all the conspiracy, finding all the cool shit, things going on.
Less family friendly and more YA.
It very much it is. Very much it's a young adult. Not a lot of, relationship shit like that, but it's there. And it's okay. I mean, it's not a bad watch. I mean, it's something to watch, but I mean, I'm not going to rant about it.
Yeah, but you like watch stuff while you're doing stuff. So are you really watching it?
Actually, I am watching it because I'm not at home when I watch it because we watch it at Mizzy and Erica's.
Okay.
So I actually
watching stuff at work rant, but you're watching with Mizzy and Erica. I retract my complaint, sir.
Yeah. And so it's okay. So far, it's got the meh rating of 2.5. Not bad, not great.
Yeah,
but it's not.
I haven't heard anything good enough for me to go. I want to watch that next.
Yeah, no, I don't think you would like it. But I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I would rather have that than more fucking reality TV show crap.
But why can't we just have both? The reality TV people can watch the one thing, we can watch the other thing. My next thing is probably going to be Jack Ryan.
I got that.
I fucking love Jack Ryan.
Xander, I started watching the rest of Bad Batch Bad Batch season 2, and I'm just not into it. And I'm a big Star Wars fan, but Bad Batch just doesn't catch me. There's like no real plot a lot of times. It's just I'm just like, okay, but it's a quick 30 minutes. I can watch it while I'm, doing something else. And so I'm okay with it.
Hey, look, I'm not going to argue. I used to watch fucking Clone Wars while trying to hobby, and just yeah.
It's just okay. I'm not as big into it as everybody else. New Viking Valhalla came out, new season of that. It's on Netflix. I'll be binge watching that as soon as I'm done with my last one, which I have 3 episodes to go. And John,
theoretically, I have access to Netflix now because Banyan has a password and he put it on the TV, so I can try and watch like Prey, but more likely I will watch Boss Level first because I saw about that and I really want to see it, and I don't want to pay a fuck ton of money for it.
Yeah. So
we'll be able to get some of that going.
You mean
I just need to make time.
Hulu, not Netflix.
Hulu, yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
We already had Netflix.
Yeah.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you should watch Prey. You'd like Prey.
I don't pay for. He put it on the TV so I can watch new things that I'm not paying for.
Yeah. Hulu's got some pretty good stuff. I
watch Dune too. Fuck.
Oh yeah. And
so you need to fire me so I can watch TV.
Um, so I started watching, and John, you just have to cover your ears. I'm watching the last season of Walking Dead, and I'm like, okay, I've watched all the other seasons. It's been around. This is 11th season. It's the last season. I'm going to watch it and go through it. And I mean, I still like it, but there's a problem with the way I like it. Good things started happening, and they started living happy lives, and the show got really fucking boring. And I'm like,
Look,
I didn't like that episode or two. I only
you
have
know,
like 2 or 3 episodes left in the season, but I'm glad it ended.
yeah, like
It
it's cool they're getting an ending. I have no problem with it. Like, but remember, my opinion is more of I feel like you can only watch one series of humans fucking each other over the apocalypse, and I chose Battlestar Galactica. I no longer have the mental capacity to do another one.
Correct, because I mean it's constant, which is a reason why I will never do or run a zombie apocalypse Walking Dead RPG, is because it's humans fucking over humans more than anything.
Yep.
It's less about the zombies and more about everybody backstabbing, killing other humans. And I'm glad it's getting an ending. I'll be happy when it's ending. I like
Yeah.
the story. I like the characters. There's characters in there I really like. They were cool. I'm glad it's ending and it'll be
Controversial
over.
statement. A mediocre to bad ending is better than no ending.
100%.
Even Game of
100%.
Thrones. Hey, guess what? At least it fucking ended.
Yeah.
They didn't leave you on a cliffhanger.
Which I'm really grateful
They
for.
didn't leave you like fucking Firefly. We're like,
What?
there's so much more.
Oh,
But at
no.
least they got the movie. So, I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, that's the thing I think most with them shotgunning series out there. That's the biggest thing is people are going to get hard making series that don't have set endings into series one because they might not get a series season two because there's shotgun stuff out there.
Well, there, I mean,
It's a problem.
there are so many shows that are now just getting canceled right off the bat. Like one season, boom, done. Even if it does good, but it doesn't do good enough.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm like,
I think they don't have realistic expectations of it.
no.
I mean, if you look at something like at least so I came into Angel late, but at least it got an ending. But Joss Whedon said, and I know he's persona non grata, but he still said like, "Hey, look, I chose to change my series a bit to make it within this constraint to what uh the company wanted, what Fox wanted, and they still canceled it. He made it cheaper so they could have less sets and everything, and it costs less money, and they still canceled it. So it's going to become a problem. There's only so many ideas out there, only so many things that can be made in TV series. I mean, you mentioned Neuromancer, last week before?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually saw a video where Adam Savage was doing a question. He's like, he both wants to and doesn't want to see Neuromancer turn into a TV show. This was before they announced it. Because, are they going to do it right? Is it going to get one season and be fucking done? Is it going to get one season that's great, i.e. Altered Carbon, and then a season that, by all reports, is mediocre, and then get canceled? I didn't see second season Altered Carbon. It got mediocre reviews, and I don't have the time to watch mediocre.
I watched it and it wasn't bad, but definitely not as best as the other ones.
I would just watch the first season again because it's super cool.
Oh, so yeah, 100%.
So that's another thing we're getting into, and I'm interested to see where it goes. What we're going to talk about when we get to that plays into that. So, finish off what you got.
Um, what else? There wasn't a lot. Because I've been binge watching that, and they're 45-minute shows, and it's like 24 episodes. So I've been doing that. I'm looking forward to Vikings Valhalla because I really like that.
Seasons need to go away.
Yeah,
like those TV-based ones, you don't need that much. You end up with a lot of filler. Just make a season. Like, I love the BBC way of doing it. How long is the season? As long as you fucking need it to. We don't have to do one a year. We can do 2 seasons a year if we need to. Fuck it, we don't care. We can do eight episodes and go back and do 8 episodes later in the year. That's fine. Tell a good story in those seasons. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
And I hope they get to more of that. Really, more than anything, streaming needs to change TV. We're still stuck in our old ways. We need to get it to evolve so that it's not just based off tradition. I love the short 8 to 9. I love when it's not just 8 episodes or 6 episodes. Like, give it as many episodes as it fucking needs, right? Like
Um,
Sherlock, as many episodes as it needs this season, then they're done and come back later.
what was that? What was the other thing? Finishing up season. I finished the season of, or maybe I got one episode left. I haven't checked of Doom Patrol. Season hasn't been that great, but it's not bad.
Let's be honest. At this point, I don't want to invest myself in anything DC until I see what James Gunn and all are planning, and then we'll see. People keep telling me I need to give Peacemaker another try, but
It's just hard to. It's hard for me to even say or do any of that because I
like I
was
might
really
give it a
turned
second
off.
episode because the first episode really turned me off. There was some stuff there. I'm like, this is not funny ever.
Yeah.
Like parts were just like cringe. When did humor become cringe? Spoiler: it was like the late '90s, early 2000s. So I don't like a lot of modern comedies. That's why I don't find Anchorman funny because a lot of the humor is cringe. But then when Tropic Thunder came out, I watched that. The humor isn't cringe; it's actually humor. It's a weird thing. There's a fine line. I mentioned about She-Hulk. They draw a line between cringe and actually being enjoyable. They walk up to the edge of that line, look over, but they always step back.
Yes, they did pretty good on that type of
Yeah.
comedy and
So, I mean,
issues.
if you got nothing else, let's just talk about Willow.
No, I didn't have anything, but I mean, like I said, I'll have some stuff next week. More next week. Like I said, a lot of stuff just came out. Everything was on the
I
downswing.
can't guarantee I have anything to do next week. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
So, season ended of Willow.
Yeah. This is
And
spoiler free.
spoiler free, so we won't tell anybody about it. I will say this about this: it got better as the episodes went on. It
I will agree, but I think I know the reason.
I also enjoyed it more the more it went on. I enjoyed some of the characters better. What's the Flash Thompson's character?
Graydon.
Great. He was one of my favorite characters in the whole series.
He was the most enjoyable character from
Yes.
start to finish.
I even from the very beginning to the
Okay.
very end, I liked
Him,
him.
him and Willow.
Yeah.
And so not here's what I say is I feel like this is 2 seasons put into one season to make there be a quasi ending at the end just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like the first couple episodes were too slow versus how fast the later episodes were.
Correct. They did go in a little bit faster, and they
And
went
I
through a lot
feel
more.
like and I don't feel like there would have been a problem if it was this slow build the whole way through, but you would have needed 2 seasons to do it. But I wish it would have been like someone mentioned it feels like it needs another episode or two because the ending was a bit too fast. Yes. But if the beginning was faster and cut out so there's a bunch of stuff they could have cut out or made less they could have truncated it. I think it would have felt like a more consistent series. So I think it's a little inconsistent, but not like horribly so. I do think I said this last week. I think their fight choreography got a little better. They do very much hand wave a couple things, but it doesn't super detract from the series.
It very keeps with the style and look of
Yes,
the original show, the original movie.
I will say it doesn't follow its own rules all the way through. I think there's a point where they change things up about episode 3 or 4 because originally, so if you watch the Willow movie, it seems like people hurt when they do magic. It hurts. It takes energy.
Yes.
It seemed less so towards the end, and I liked that better. Because it felt the way everything else is working in the series when Willow has to do something and it feels like it hurts him and all, it feels out of place. And then later, when it's not so much, it feels more appropriate. So it definitely ends a lot. I feel like the ending's much more enjoyable than the beginning, but the beginning's not bad. There's parts you like. There's characters you're going to hate that you end up liking a little bit at the end. Overall, I enjoyed it. I hope they get a second season.
I do too. I think it has a lot of good potential. I really, really think that it has some good potential to be a really good fantasy series. It wasn't, and people got to stop thinking this is not going to be, this has to be Lord of the Rings trilogy quality fantasy or it's
No,
shit. And I think
no.
that people are just pushing that too far right now
Yeah,
because
you can't.
this was good.
It can't all be the fucking S tier
Pinnacle, yeah.
pinnacle of fantasy. It can't.
Can't be. There's
This
no
is
way.
solid
Solid
fantasy,
TV
enjoyable.
show
Look,
fantasy.
want to see where it goes.
Yep.
Enjoyed. I mean, there's a couple characters you don't like for part of it. That's part of their character development. I feel like the characters who got big development got big development. All the characters got some development,
Oh yeah. Everybody had a chance to
except
shine.
except Willow, and I think he actually deserves some. And I don't want to spoil what it is. I mean, I could spoil what it is, but I don't want to spoil what it is.
Yeah.
But there's a thing he keeps saying that I think needs to be his character development. But no, I enjoyed the crap out of it. It has the same sort of family-friendly feel. You want to say YA, but it's not. I mean, yeah, they're 20-somethings. Fucking, we're in our 40s and 50s. It's fucking 20-somethings are YA to us. Sorry.
Well, the thing
It's
is, it
not
wasn't
really YA.
It
It's
wasn't,
adults making adult things, but they're adults coming into their own.
and it wasn't like it was CHW, CW type,
No,
cringy romance crap where that's all the story was about. It was
it was
appropriate.
drama.
Yeah.
It was drama. And some people equate drama to YA, and that's not always true. You know? I think if you're vaguely interested in it, give it a chance. I enjoyed it. I was just watching the movie first to refamiliarize yourself with the sort of tone, because it
Style.
follows the tone and style, because it follows that tone and style very much, where it's kind of sometimes very whimsical and silly, and sometimes serious as a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
But not, it's not too serious.
I will say that I enjoyed the characters. I hated the princess through almost all of it until near the end because she was a spoiled little brat. But that's what they're pointing. Yeah,
That's her thing. Yeah,
that's her thing. I mean, no fault of the character, no fault of the actress. Let me get that straight. It's just if I was around that character role playing, or if I was living next to that character, I would just like want to punch her in the face because it was
I mean, what term do you want us to not use, Banyan? YA? What term? Be specific.
Yes, but I mean, I enjoyed it. Everything was fine.
It's one of those series where, like, I mean, fair, but I mean, it's pretty serious. Got you to take notice, right? Just saying. Not making light of it is fucking serious. All right. Anyways, train of thought.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was good fun. I thought it was
not one like
it knew where it's
not
supposed to
like,
be.
Oh, I have to watch the next episode right now. But when you watch the next episode, you're like, man, I really enjoyed that. I would like to see the next episode. But it's not like, some of those series where you're like, you see the episode like, I fucking have to see the next episode now.
Yes.
It's never that.
No.
It's actually one that I think benefited from the weekly format. Because
yes,
it's a perfect weekly series. You're like, okay, I enjoy this, but I don't feel like I have to see it. Like Stranger Things, season 1. You get done with episode, like, I fucking must see the next episode now.
Yes.
It's not that, but enjoyable. I'm going to give it 1 space therapy, maybe 1.5. I'll say 1.
I'm pretty much the same way. Like I said, this is not the pinnacle, and it shouldn't be, but this is good fantasy.
It's
good
solid
story,
quality.
solid
There's
quality.
room for improvement.
Yes, there is, but it's not. It's not bad. The people that are shitting on it, I was like, don't you remember? Because if you go back and you watch Willow, you're like, holy shit, this is an exact copy of everything.
And honestly, it feels very much like a standard D&D party to a point.
Yes.
Some people were dramatic, some people were doing silly stuff. And fucking Borman is Spencer Wilkins' character from fucking any of my campaigns being shady as fuck through the entire thing. Sorry for the little spoiler there. Borman is amusing.
I'm gonna go out of this world the way I came in, butt naked and screaming.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at that.
Yeah, he's enjoyable in there.
He's one of those are my top two characters that I enjoyed. I enjoyed their time on scene more than anybody else.
But fucking, can we also say, just because this isn't said enough, my trainer thought Warwick Davis fucking killed it.
Oh, he's always great.
He fucking killed it. Like, you don't expect it to be like, this feels like an older, wiser Willow.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy who played Graydon, who played Fast Thompson in the Spider-Man movies, was great also.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm not saying anything about it. Hold on, wait, what? Xander Ford says, while talking about some things that are cringeworthy, Megaforce. I saw this movie on TV and thought it was cool. I was young. Now I look at it and think it looks like a 70s, 80s fever. Sir, are you disparaging Megaforce? Megaforce is fucking awesome. Yes, it's a product of its time, but it's
Very much.
fucking it is enjoyable from start to finish. Even if it is, you're like, holy shit, are they doing this?
Let me steer this
Megaforce.
motorcycle flying with the front handlebar.
Look, don't fuck with Brian Boswick. Brian Boswick's got power. He's the commander. Fucking... When a man's named Ace Hunter, he can do what he wants.
I just,
no.
I look at, because I always picture that
so...
scene, him flying that motorcycle and steering it with the handlebars, doing a wheelie.
Xander must have missed it when I did my first review on Megaforce, because I watched it late. So it was one of those things where I had a couple Hot Wheels. They were fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I kept seeing the fucking ads and comic books, but I never got a chance to see it until like a couple years ago. And man, it both lives up to and doesn't live up to the expectations in every way.
Oh, yeah.
Robot Jocks. Robot Jocks. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I can't talk about Robot Jocks.
We're actually 2 minutes over. So, guys, we appreciate you coming out and watching More Than Dice. Guys, we're going to go ahead and send you to the Pyro Club. Hopefully, they're not on break again. But
they probably are.
They probably are, knowing us. Guys, we really appreciate you listening and watching and hanging out with us. We do this because it's fun and enjoyable. It's our Sunday night. We love ranting and we love talking about subjects. Like I said, if you're interested in coming on, just let us know. We'll bring you on. If you're the topic you want us to cover, we'll cover it. If there's a product you want us to review, we'll review it. Not on break. Guys,
I'm John.
Please take care of yourself. Please watch after each other. We love you. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
Still John.
He's still John. Good night.
Good quasi-movie quote. I'm just John.
I'm Sizer Koze.